Start paying attention now. There's a simple truth that too many men overlook. If a woman doesn't respect you, nothing else matters. You can be the best provider, the most caring partner, but if she doesn't respect you, you're setting yourself up for failure. Too many men are out here bending over backward for women who don't value them, and they wonder why they end up feeling drained, taken for granted, or even disrespected. It's time to cut the nonsense and get real. In the modern dating world, respect isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. You've got to know when to walk away, set boundaries, and make it clear that your time, energy, and effort are valuable. Too many men stay stuck in relationships where they're constantly trying to win a woman's affection, approval, or respect. But here's the hard truth. If you've been chasing her approval for too long and she still doesn't respect you, it's time to stop. Respect is non-negotiable. If you're giving more than you're getting in return, you're in the wrong game. It doesn't matter how attractive or appealing she is. If a woman doesn't respect you, she doesn't deserve your time or effort. Every man deserves to be treated with the dignity he brings into any relationship. So, what are the 7 biggest mistakes men make when they don't demand respect? We're going to break it down. These are the actions you need to avoid, or else you'll keep spinning your wheels, wasting your energy, and losing your self-respect. Ready to stop chasing and start respecting yourself? Let's dive in. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just completed section 4 in the course, and these insights aren't shared anywhere else. It's easy to access with multiple secure payment options. There are only 5 discounted slots remaining using the promo code. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or check the link in the description to enroll now before the offer is gone. 1. Never chase her approval. You've probably heard it 1,000 times, but here's the harsh truth. Chasing a woman's approval is a guaranteed way to lose your self-respect and make yourself look weak. Men who constantly seek validation from a woman, whether it's in their looks, personality, or actions, are on the wrong path. They are giving away their power. Why? Because when you chase approval, you're signaling that you need her more than she needs you. And that's a dangerous position to be in. When you're constantly looking for her nod of approval, you stop living for yourself and start living for her. The moment she realizes you need her more than she needs you, she'll start losing respect. Women respect men who are self-sufficient, who have their own lives, ambitions, and goals. If you found yourself always asking, "Do you like this?" or "What do you think about that?" you need to stop. Right now. When you stop chasing her approval, you're telling her that you're a man who can stand on his own. You're telling her that you have your own standards, your own goals, and if she can't meet those, then she's not the one for you. This doesn't mean being arrogant or dismissive, but it means knowing your worth. You're not here to beg for affection. You're here to build something real, and respect starts with you respecting yourself enough to not seek constant validation. This is the core of what makes a man attractive: confidence in his own skin. If you want her to respect you, you need to first respect yourself enough to stop seeking her approval. When you stop chasing, you automatically become more interesting. A man who doesn't need a woman's approval is a man who doesn't have to try hard to be seen as desirable. In fact, the more you focus on yourself and your goals, the more she'll want to chase after you. Remember, stop trying to fit into her world. Instead, make her fit into yours. If she's not willing to do that, she's not the right woman. And don't make the mistake of convincing yourself that you can change her or get her to respect you if she doesn't already. Real respect comes from equal standing, not from playing a game where you're constantly jumping through hoops just to get her attention. So, the first rule of respect is simple. Never chase her approval. Be the man who has his own life, his own purpose, and make sure she knows it. When you do that, you'll see her start treating you with the respect you deserve. Keep that energy, and you'll never have to beg for it. 2. Never be afraid to walk away. One of the most powerful moves you can make in any relationship is the ability to walk away when you're not being treated right. It's not about being dramatic or making a scene. It's about having the strength to say, I deserve better. Too many men get stuck in relationships because they're afraid of being alone, or they think that walking away will make them look weak. But here's the thing. Not walking away when you should is the real weakness. When a woman doesn't respect you, you have to understand that you're not obligated to stick around and fight for her attention or approval. In fact, by sticking around, you're showing her that you're willing to accept disrespect. That doesn't make you look like a man. It makes you look like someone who doesn't know their own value. Real strength lies in your ability to recognize your worth and to walk away when necessary. Walking away is a powerful tool in maintaining your self-respect. It's a clear signal that you will not tolerate being disrespected, and that you're willing to prioritize your own peace of mind over any relationship. The moment you let go of the fear of losing someone who doesn't respect you, you take control of your life. Fear of loss is what keeps most men stuck in unhealthy relationships. But the truth is, walking away frees you. It opens up space for growth, healing, and ultimately attracts the type of woman who respects you for who you are. When you don't walk away, you keep feeding into the cycle of disrespect. She knows that no matter how badly she treats you, you'll stick around. She starts to take you for granted. But when you show her that your respect is non-negotiable, she starts to see you in a different light. It's not about proving a point or playing games. It's about setting the standard for how you deserve to be treated. Let's face it, no woman is irreplaceable. There are millions of women out there who would treat you with the respect and admiration you deserve. By staying in a relationship where you're disrespected, you're settling for less than what you could have. If she can't see your value now, she never will. Walking away shows her that you're not afraid to move on and that you understand your worth. A man who's willing to walk away from disrespect is a man who commands respect. She'll either rise to meet you at your level or she'll watch you leave. Either way, you win. Walking away doesn't make you weak, it makes you strong. You're showing her that you are not her backup option and that your standards are higher than any game she might be trying to play. So, remember, if you're not getting the respect you deserve, don't hesitate. Walk away and never look back. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. When you walk away, you reclaim your power, your self-respect, and you set the tone for what kind of man you are. Don't settle for less than you deserve, and don't be afraid to make that clear. Walking away is the ultimate move of strength, not weakness. 3. Never be the one who always compromises. Compromise is a key part of any relationship, but when you're the only one doing the compromising, you're setting yourself up for disaster. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that a successful relationship means always giving in, always accommodating her needs and desires while neglecting your own. But here's the reality. When you're the only one compromising, you're losing your sense of self. You're bending over backward for someone who doesn't value you enough to meet you halfway. That's not a partnership. That's an imbalance, and it's unsustainable. In any healthy relationship, both partners should make sacrifices and compromises, but it should never be one-sided. If you find yourself always giving in, agreeing to things you're uncomfortable with, or putting your own needs on the back burner to keep the peace, you're teaching her that your needs are secondary. And when you allow that to happen, she stops respecting you. The key here is balance. Relationships are about mutual respect, and that means both partners should have a say, both should give, and both should receive. If you're constantly the one adjusting your plans, your goals, and your values to fit her world, you're no longer in control of your own life. Instead, you're living according to someone else's standards, and that's a recipe for resentment. Over time, this behavior erodes your confidence, and more importantly, it erodes her respect for you. Women respect men who have boundaries. They respect men who stand firm in their beliefs, even if it means having difficult conversations or disagreements. If she sees that you will give in just to keep her happy, she'll take advantage of it, and that's when the disrespect starts. No woman wants a man who can't stand up for himself, who doesn't have the courage to say, "No, this isn't working for me." She wants someone who can challenge her, who knows when to speak up and when to stand his ground. That's what makes a man attractive. His ability to stay true to himself. Think about it. If you keep giving in to her demands, eventually you'll lose yourself. You'll forget what you like, what you value, and what you stand for. In a relationship, it's easy to forget your own needs while trying to make her happy, but the moment you start losing sight of who you are, you stop being the man she fell for in the first place. She didn't fall for a yes man. She fell for a man who knew what he wanted and wasn't afraid to go after it. Respect yourself enough to put your foot down when necessary. If something isn't right for you, speak up. If you don't like something, express it. Don't be afraid of conflict. Healthy conflict is a sign of a mature relationship, not a sign of failure. The key is communication and mutual respect. If you're always compromising to avoid issues, you're doing more harm than good. She'll see it, and so will you. So remember this. A real relationship is built on balance, not on one person giving up everything for the other. If you're constantly compromising to the point where you're losing your own identity, it's time to step back and ask yourself if this relationship is truly worth it. Respect yourself enough to stop being the one who always compromises. Only then will she start respecting you. 4. Never tolerate disrespect in silence. When a woman disrespects you, the worst thing you can do is ignore it. Disrespect, whether it's through insults, neglect, or manipulation, is toxic. And if you stay quiet or let it slide, you're telling her that it's okay. You're allowing her to continue treating you like you're beneath her, and that is a recipe for disaster. The moment you let disrespect slide without addressing it, you've already lost part of yourself, and you're setting a dangerous precedent for the future. Silence in the face of disrespect does not mean you're keeping the peace. It means you're tolerating behavior that goes against your standards. Let me be clear. Silence only breeds more disrespect. It might seem like avoiding confrontation will keep things calm, but what it really does is allow the disrespect to grow and fester. The more you stay silent, the more she'll think it's okay to treat you that way. The truth is, you can't expect things to get better unless you set clear boundaries and address issues head on. Every time you let her get away with disrespectful behavior without saying anything, you're reinforcing the idea that it's acceptable to treat you poorly. Women will test your boundaries to see how far they can push. They may not even realize they're doing it, but they will do it. If you don't speak up and make it clear that disrespect will not be tolerated, she'll keep pushing the envelope and your self-respect will slip further away. You have to understand something. Standing up for yourself is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to call out bad behavior, especially in relationships. But if you want respect, you have to demand it. You can't let things slide because you're afraid of the confrontation. And you can't tolerate bad behavior in hopes that things will magically improve. That's simply not how respect works. The next time she disrespects you, whether it's belittling you in front of others or making hurtful comments, stand your ground. Don't let her get away with it. Confront her calmly but firmly. Make it clear that you will not accept anything less than respect. Don't apologize for speaking your mind or for setting boundaries. It's your life, your dignity, and your peace of mind at stake. If she genuinely values you, she'll respect your boundaries and make an effort to change her behavior, but if she brushes it off or gets defensive, then you know exactly where you stand. Remember this: real respect is earned, not demanded. You earn it by setting boundaries and not tolerating anything less than how you deserve to be treated. It might be uncomfortable at first, but the more you practice standing up for yourself, the easier it becomes. Over time, you'll find that the people who truly respect you will start to gravitate toward you, and the ones who don't will fall away. But one thing's for sure, you won't have to worry about disrespect anymore. So, stop tolerating disrespect in silence. It's time to speak up. It's time to demand the respect you deserve. Silence might seem like the easy way out, but in the end, it's the one thing that guarantees your downfall. Speak your truth, stand your ground, and never let anyone walk all over you. You deserve better. 5. Never beg for her attention. One of the most damaging things you can do in a relationship is beg for attention. Whether it's pleading for her to acknowledge you, constantly chasing after her, or making yourself seem overly available, this behavior does nothing but diminish your value. When you beg for her attention, you're showing that you're not in control of your life or emotions. You're placing your self-worth in her hands, and that's a huge mistake. Understand this. Women are drawn to men who are confident, who have their own lives, and who aren't afraid of being independent. When you constantly chase after her, you're sending the message that you're desperate for her approval, that you can't be happy without her validation. This is a huge turnoff. Women want men who are strong, who can hold their own, and who don't need constant reassurance or attention from them to feel good about themselves. Begging for her attention is the opposite of that. If you're constantly chasing her, it creates an unhealthy dynamic where she starts to feel like you're the one who's always in pursuit, and she becomes the one in control. She will see you as someone who will always be there, no matter how little she gives in return, and that's not how healthy relationships work. Relationships should be based on mutual effort and interest, not one person constantly chasing after the other. The moment you stop begging for her attention is the moment you start attracting the right kind of attention. Stop trying to fill every moment with her. Let her miss you. Give her the space to come after you. The idea here is simple. When you stop constantly seeking her attention, she'll start to wonder what you're up to. The tables turn when you stop acting needy. Instead of focusing all your energy on her, focus on your own life. Work on your goals, build your social circle, and make sure you're living a full, fulfilling life. When she sees that you don't need her to feel complete, she'll begin to see you as someone who's strong, independent, and worthy of her respect and attention. Begging for attention only fuels her disinterest. No one wants to be in a relationship where they feel like they're the center of the other person's world, constantly being pursued without any effort of their own. A relationship is a partnership where both people contribute and both people make the effort. If you're the only one putting in the work to get her attention, that's a red flag. Remember, women want a man who has his own life. A man who's busy, confident, and doesn't need constant validation to feel good about himself. When you stop chasing her, you'll become more desirable. The key is to be the man who's so focused on his own life that her attention becomes just one part of it, not the center. This shift in mindset will change everything. She'll see you as someone who values himself, and when she sees that, she'll be far more likely to start pursuing you instead of the other way around. So, cut out the begging, stop chasing after her, and start living your life on your terms. When you do this, you'll naturally begin to attract the right kind of attention. You don't need her validation to feel good about yourself. You are enough as you are. And the more you embrace this mindset, the more she'll respect and desire you. 6. Never let her control your emotions. One of the most critical mistakes a man can make in any relationship is letting his emotions be controlled by a woman. It's easy to get swept up in the emotional roller coaster that can come with dating, especially when you really care about someone. But if you allow her to dictate how you feel, whether it's happiness, frustration, or even sadness, you're giving away your power. Emotional control is a major factor in maintaining your own strength and self-respect. And when you let her pull your strings, you're no longer in control of your own life. Understand this, your emotional well-being is your responsibility. No one, including her, should have the power to make you feel good or bad based solely on their actions or words. If you let her moods and behaviors dictate your own state of mind, you become emotionally dependent on her. This sets a dangerous precedent where your happiness becomes entirely reliant on her behavior. You might start to feel elated when she's affectionate, but devastated when she's distant or cold. This inconsistency will destroy your emotional balance. And worse, it will make you feel like you're on an emotional leash, always waiting for her approval or affection to feel okay about yourself. Here's a simple rule to live by. Never let her mood determine your mood. you need to maintain your emotional independence. Yes, relationships come with emotional ups and downs, but you should never lose sight of your emotional center. If she's upset or acting distant, you shouldn't allow her behavior to drag you down into frustration or confusion. Similarly, if she's being overly affectionate, it's important not to get carried away and start thinking everything is perfect. Emotions should never be on a constant seesaw based on her behavior. This doesn't mean you should shut down emotionally or become cold-hearted. It's about emotional maturity. A man who knows how to keep his emotions in check is more attractive and much more confident. He doesn't get flustered when things don't go his way. He doesn't lose his sense of self when she's upset, and he doesn't get overly elated when she's showering him with affection. His emotions are his to control, and he can weather the storms without getting lost in them. By learning to control your emotions, you send a message to her and to yourself that you are stable, self-assured, and in control of your life. She will respect you more when she sees that you don't react emotionally to everything she says or does. No woman is going to be attracted to a man who is always riding an emotional wave, especially when it's one that's being created by her actions. Furthermore, maintaining emotional control ensures that you don't become too dependent on her for validation or affection. You will never feel the need to beg for her attention or approval because you're already emotionally whole on your own. If she sees that you're not emotionally swayed by her actions, she'll start to realize that she can't just manipulate you to get what she wants. Emotional control shows that you have standards, that you're not willing to tolerate drama or emotional manipulation, and that you're strong enough to walk away if things aren't right. Emotional stability is a trait of self-respect and confidence. When you stop letting her control how you feel, you start attracting women who admire your strength and resilience. So, stop reacting to her every move, and instead, take control of your emotions. This is how you become the kind of man who commands respect and isn't swayed by any woman's mood or behavior. Your peace of mind and emotional balance should never be up for negotiation. 7. Never compromise your values for her. Your values are the foundation of who you are. They define what you stand for, what you believe in, and what you'll tolerate in your life. When it comes to relationships, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is compromising those values just to please a woman or to keep her around. Your values should never be negotiable, no matter how much you care about her. If you allow someone to manipulate you into changing what you stand for, you're not only losing your integrity, but also losing yourself in the process. When you start to compromise your values for the sake of keeping her happy or gaining her approval, you lose sight of your own identity. Relationships are about two individuals coming together, each with their own beliefs, desires, and boundaries. If you start shifting your values just to fit her expectations, you're setting yourself up for resentment and disappointment. You might get temporary satisfaction by giving in to her demands or playing the part she wants you to play, but over time you'll begin to feel like you've betrayed yourself. This internal conflict will eat at your peace of mind and create an unhealthy dynamic in the relationship. Whether it's changing your career path to please her, adjusting your goals just to match hers, or compromising your beliefs to avoid arguments, this behavior is a form of self-sabotage. When you put her needs or desires above your own core principles, you risk losing your sense of purpose. You might feel temporarily satisfied by her approval, but deep down, you'll feel like you've sold out or abandoned your true self. A woman who truly respects you will appreciate your values, not try to change them. In any relationship, mutual respect means respecting each other's individuality. If she truly cares for you, she will accept your values and won't try to bend you into something you're not. If she pressures you to give up your core beliefs to make her happy, that's a sign that she either doesn't understand or doesn't care about who you are as a person, and that's not the kind of relationship you should be in. It's important to stand firm in what you believe, no matter how tempting it might be to compromise for her sake. Women respect men who are grounded in their values. When you make compromises, you're not showing flexibility or love. You're showing weakness and a lack of self-respect. A strong man knows what he stands for and sticks to it, even when it's difficult. One of the most powerful things you can do in a relationship is to be unapologetically yourself. If a woman truly loves and respects you, she will not ask you to abandon your values for her comfort or approval. If she does, then she isn't the right woman for you. And the truth is, no matter how much you care for her, compromising your integrity will only hurt you in the long run. You will start resenting yourself, and eventually you will resent her too. So, stick to your values. Don't change who you are for anyone, no matter how much you want to make her happy. The right woman will love you for your authenticity, not for the person you pretend to be. If you keep compromising your values, you're giving up your identity. Stand firm in your beliefs, maintain your integrity, and never let a woman make you feel like you should be anything other than yourself. You deserve to be loved for who you truly are, not for who someone wants you to be. In any relationship, your self-respect, values, and boundaries must come first. Never compromise who you are to gain approval, chase attention, or stay in a relationship that doesn't serve your well-being. A man who stands firm in his principles, maintains his emotional control, and respects himself will naturally command respect from the right woman. Remember, respect is earned, not begged for. Focus on being the best version of yourself, living by your own standards, and never settling for less than what you deserve. The right woman will appreciate you for the strong, independent man you truly are. If you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. Only 5 discounted slots remain, and it's easy to enroll with secure payment options. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today.